the music industry is only three big labels. You have Sony, Universal, and you have Warner Brothers. Those three big labels, and back in the day, they brought out all those little big independent labels, such as Columbia Records, RCA, Motown, so on and so on. So now in 2025 going on up, it's a little different trying to get signed. You have to either go through one of those little labels. I mean, I wouldn't consider them little labels, but compared to Sony and Universal, because they brought them out, those independent labels are distributed through them. You will have to go through one of them. If you have a label or if you're an artist, you would either have to go through one of those little labels to get distributed through the big label, or you can either have 200,000 or better to get your music to radio promotion and things like that. Because back in the day, it was so much easier to get on, to get signed, to get big money and stuff like that, because it was so much opportunity. It's even more opportunity now, but they got the game on lock because so many people was, coming in there, getting signed, taking advances. The labels not recouping back their money. So that's what really caused them to lock down the industry or whatever like that. So in order to get your stuff really out there, you got to have a big budget. And if you don't have a big budget, it's going to be a little harder because everybody want payola or a little something to do, a little something for you, which is not fair. But that's why they have little things now like, TuneCore, CD Baby, and things like that to get your music on digital platforms so you can promote it yourself and things like that. So you can either go either route. You can either try to get signed to a smaller label like RCA, Columbia, a Motown, or a little label like that. I wouldn't call them little, but like compared to the big labels like Sony, they're considered a little label compared to them. So you can either try to go through one of them, or you can either, go the independent route. Put your music out on your own, on DistroKid. You got CD Baby, TuneCore, whichever one you prefer, whichever one is reasonable for your price. And then you can market your stuff on your own. Use your social media. You can use your YouTube. You can, cut up little clips and things like that. Or what you could do is try to get investors, like I said earlier in one of my earlier videos. Try to get some investors and work out some stuff with them. Tell them like, hey, I'm trying to get the stuff to a certain place. If you're willing to help me, I'll cut you in on this and that. So that way you get your money back and it'll be a lifetime. You can either do lifetime, lifetime shares back to them, or it could be for like a couple of years until they get recoup their money back. It's all in what you want to do. Because those three big labels, they got their game on lock, especially when it comes to radio. They got their own radio promotions because they all been doing business since the beginning of music. Then once they brought out all those other labels, they put up, gatekeepers and stuff like that. So you got to go through them in order to get your stuff where it needs to go. And I just feel like the independent route is cool. It may take a little longer, but like I said, it's more fun because you learn on your own and you have more leverage when you do go to a big label, because you can say, look, I got my own fan base. That's how many records I sell. That's how many views and streams I get. That's how many followers I have. So once you doing good with that, they got no choice but to give you whatever you ask for, so that's what you got to do. So that's just a little knowledge about the big three. I feel like y'all should do your own research. Go in there, look it up, see what you can find, figure out who's the top president, who's the owner of each company. Get in contact with them because they always looking for new people, because everybody be trying to, try to get signed. But it's like if you're not in a loop with them, or like really in a tight loop with the people that work for the labels, or the people that know the people in the labels, or the A&R, the musicians or the producers that work for the labels, that can actually get you a meeting with the A&Rs and presidents is a little harder for you to really advance. That's why I say you got to do research. You got to connect, go to different seminars, find out when they throwing events, because when they throw events, you know their personnel is going to be there. You have your music on hand, your flyers. I would say even having CDs, because that's very rare. If you take time up to get CDs and give it to somebody to actually take you serious and be like, wow, he took his time out to really get these printed up. So he must be serious. So that's some knowledge about the big three labels. So y'all do your own research and y'all let me know what y'all come up with. If y'all got any questions, my email is in the comments. Oh, I want to say comments is in the description. Hit me up anytime. If you want to know a little information about getting certain stuff done, hit me up. I'm out of here.